aboard KCAA's Inland Talk Express. KCAA, Loma Linda, 1050 AM, the station that leaves no listener behind.
All right. Welcome back to the Cool Veteran Show, where the subject and the topics are hot, but the people are cool. How you guys doing out there in Radio Land today? My name is Charles Whitehead. I'm the host of the Cool Veteran Show, where we're a little bit different. We're not typical veteran style. We bring it a little bit, we bring some coolness to it. Part of the show is music. So the show basically is based on veterans, disabled people, music, and sports. And this is the last show of the year. So what we're going to do is just talk about some of our sponsors and some of the things going on like that, and kind of go into where we're going to be next year, because this is the last show of the year, and what we're going to be doing for the 2025 show. So with all of that said and done, what I'm going to do today is I'm going to start off talking about music, just because. So I'm going to give you a little bit of a taste of my background in music, and then I'll give you a couple of samples and talk about our sponsors today as well. So I started off writing music in 2007, and the initial was just I was doing it as a joke. I had a friend of mine. She was, I would always joke around with her and play. And then one day I was like, I'm going to write a song about you. And she's like, whatever. So, and I kept joking about it and talking about it. Then one day I said, I'm going to write a song about you. She said, where's my song at? I said, oh, okay. So I got involved with one of the guys who I used to work with. He was I would follow his band sometimes. Leo Casados. He's a great. He was a great guy. Miss him very much. And he got sick. He had cancer in 2007. Just before he passed, he gave me a 2-channel mixer and an old microphone, and I started just using my old cassette player, DVD player, just to kind of record some things. It was very mock, it was a big mock-up. So that morphed into, okay, so I moved to the city of Long Beach in 2006, and being down in Long Beach, I would go there right around the corner from where I lived. They had clubs and they had restaurants and everything, and I love downtown Long Beach. It's that's a spot where everything happens. You go down there. And so I went to this, there was a band playing, and these guys had some music that I liked their tracks, and I never knew who they were, anything like that. So after one of the shows or at a break, I was asking the guy who was the leader of the band, they had a CD they were selling for $5. It was 3 songs. And I told him, I said, hey, I'd like to buy one of these tracks from you guys or something. He's like, well, what do you want? You want somebody to produce you? I was like, no, I just want to, I want to make music. And he said, okay. So he turned this little CD paper over, and he said, here, why don't you give me a call later on? He wrote his number on it. And I said, okay. And every time I would call him, he was always busy, which I understand. Life is busy with all kinds of things. So I said, all right, that's fine. After so many times, I said, well, you know what? And I'm just go on the internet and see if I can find some beats and all of this. I had no ideas. So I did that, and I discovered this whole world of royalty-free music. I said, wow, okay. So I got into that, and then one of my buddies, he had a studio at his house, and so I just started randomly writing these songs, just kind of, I didn't know what I was doing. And my buddy, he was like, okay, come over. I would go over to his house, but he was always busy. And I use a wheelchair, if you don't know. But and he had steps. So there would be times he'd be like, oh, I'm busy on this. Same thing. So I said, okay. I started doing it myself at home. And I went and bought a 26 track recorder. And I said, well, I'm just going to do this myself. And so I would go to at the time they had this a club called the Vault downtown Long Beach, and I would go through there. They have like the Wave 94.7. The Wave was a sponsor, and then so I ran into a guy I knew, Herman Hogan, and he was like, "Hey man, I'm playing over here at this sandwich shop on Wednesdays and da 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 da." So I went over there, and so by then I'm kind of like just taking music and just throwing lyrics to it. It wasn't written music that I wrote or anything like that. But ultimately, we got together and we started, just practicing. And he had a band. He had a three-piece. It was him, a guitar player, which he plays guitar, and a bass. So just the three guys. And so I said, okay, I come in. I didn't really know how to play the keyboard right or anything. I mean, even to this day, I play it. I know how to play the songs that I write, but I'm not really a guy who knows all the chords. And these guys are always on me like, man, you're so busy. Can't you just go and practice 30 minutes a day? I'm like, 30 minutes a day is a lot, but ultimately I'm going to do it. But it didn't stop me from producing music. So we just got together and we kept going. And then it's been like 13 or 14 years ago. I got a connection with the Long Beach Aquarium. And they have these festivals and things like that, and I say, oh, okay. So I was invited to for us to go and play at the aquarium. It was the Disability Awareness Festival. It was called the Festival of Disabilities, and that was in January. It's always the last weekend of January. So the last weekend of January, they had the Festival of Disabilities, and then they had the African American Festival the following month in the last weekend. So we got together, and the band they had, the name they had was already taken, and I went and looked around, and so Ricardo Yearwood, who was in the band at the time, him and Jose Cobian, these guys, Ricardo said, oh, he had a name called Per Se, and I said, oh, okay. I checked it out. I looked online, I Googled it. There was a restaurant in New York called Per Se, and I said, okay, well, they're in New York, we're in California. Here we are, Per Se the band. And so we started, our writing just started morphing into just creating music. And the music that we create it kind of applies to every genre. We're not genre specific, but which is good, because we cater to all kinds of people. And our genres are R&B, rock, reggae, gospel, funk, country, you name it. We just make music and blend it in. Which is pretty much the thing how our nation is made in our group. So we're doing it. Per Se the Band. And that's www.persetheband.com, and we're on social media. We are updating all of our links and all of our social media stuff, but check us out. And so fast forward to 2015, I went to, so now we're playing, we've recorded a CD. I basically did all the recording. Didn't really know about all of the little hacks and all the little things you needed to do with coming to record. And so we gave our music to Magic Marino, who's big in the music world, and he took all our songs that were recorded and basically cleaned them up and made them sound good, from what I know, and I was still learning. And so now we have a CD out. It's called Per Se the Band. It's called The Roads. So, and it's online. You can check it out. That's Per Se, PERSE. That's two words. The album is called The Roads. CD is called The Roads, and of course it's on YouTube and all of that. But anyway, back to the Long Beach thing. In 2015, I went to the mayor in the city. Before that, I spent like a year and a half just going around videotaping the downtown area in Long Beach, and things that were happening. And so I started writing a song, and it was called Downtown Long Beach. And so I went to the mayor and the city council, and the mayor had just been elected. That was Garcia. And so I called to get my speaker's card. Like, you had to have your media in, on a Thursday by noon for their city council meeting, which was next Tuesday. And so when I called down, somebody told me, you got to have, it's 3 minutes for a speaker's card. And I was like, well, 3 minutes? I said, but the video I have is 4.5 minutes. And they said, well, I think it's, 3 minutes of talking. I said, oh, okay. So when I got down and dropped my media off, I got a phone call about an hour after I dropped it off, and they said, oh, your video is 4.5 minutes long, and you can only get 3 minutes. And they said, well, you can get someone else to get a speaker's card, and you can use their time. I said, okay. Well, I did that, and I said, what I'll do is I'll get Herman Hogan, who's my bandmate, to come with me, and then I'll have a minute and a half play the video, 4.5 minutes, minute and a half of discussion. So when we got there on Tuesday for the city council meeting, and it was my turn to come up, I said, yes, I have a video for you, and I like to, Herman Hogan is going to give me his time. And the mayor said, oh, no, we don't do that anymore. I was like, okay, so now here I am. I got all of these things down on my bullet points and all. This is why you should adopt my song, blah, blah, blah. Well, he said, okay. I said, okay. And Herman was behind me, and he stepped up to me, and he kind of whispered. He said, man, well, what am I going to do? I said, well, you just got to read what's on the paper. So I said, okay. The mayor said, all right, start the video. The video played, and at around 3 minutes, it stopped. And the people in the chamber, everybody was clapping, and, it's like, oh, okay. He said, hey. He said, that was good. Did it finish? I was like, no. He said, he told his tech guy, well, okay, go ahead and let it finish. So when it finished at like 4.5 minutes, that extra minute and a half, so again, a lot of applause. And the mayor said, you know what, we're going to let you get back up there and talk. I said, okay, good. And so I have a minute and a half to talk. I ended up being there 17 minutes, over 17 minutes, because everyone, the city councilors, everyone had comments that were like straight positive. It's like, oh man, this, one of them was even the city council was like, man, I'm over here, I'm still dancing. I got that tune in my head. And so the name of the song is called Downtown Long Beach. And so I'm going to go on a break now, and I'm going to let you guys hear Downtown Long Beach. There are 3 versions of it. So, and I got to give kudos to Don Kanabe, who actually kind of hooked me up. And, that's a story for later, but, I give kudos to all the guys in the band, and the current, that's Herman Hogan, Ray Law, and, the band has expanded to 9. Now we're down to like 3. And anyway, here's Downtown Long Beach, and I'll be back on the other side and I'll tell you some more things.
There's a cool place just south of L.A. where the people go to work and the people go to play. So many sights for you to see. You can take the family through, like the Queen Mary ship and the aquarium too. Once a year you see cars racing in the streets. People come from everywhere, checking out the Grand Prix. Go to see a show or find a place to be. The place you wanna go, where the people wanna be is in downtown Long Beach, Southern California, USA. Downtown in Long Beach, the city by the waterfront, where they go and work and play. Downtown in Long Beach, higher in the air, you can see the skyline. You can even see the port that's busy all the time. From the shoreline, you could take off on a cruise or hang out at the beach and just enjoy the view. People seem to be out shopping everywhere. At the farmer's market,
All right, all right. I hope you guys enjoyed that. That's a snippet of downtown Long Beach. There are three versions. There's the original version, which was about 4.5 minutes or so. Then they had a contest, so there's a contest version. I won an award for this song, and it was a video contest, and actually, so it's an award. And then there's the promotional version that the city uses with the Convention Center Visitors Bureau. So, and that was, of course, downtown Long Beach. And so I've been producing music now. It started off, I had a 26-track Porter studio, and that was the way I was doing things. But then I got kind of into the computer recording part of it, and it's so much easier. And I could take my computer with me anywhere. If I travel, it's just everything is nice. I've learned how to use the software instruments, and I can change things. Everything I can do with my computer without having to deal with any real instruments. And sometimes I'll do that, but I've literally, my craft has been polished, I gotta say. I feel confident now that I know what I'm doing. And I took a engineering 101, 102, 103 with Magic Marino, and I got a lot out of that. And he's my mentor, and he's I keep on, I just keep on keeping on. Now, I'm going to, instead of going straight to more music, what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you about some of our PVA, Paralyzed Vets. If you don't know, I'm the president of the Paralyzed Vets of America, the California chapter, which is in Long Beach. And, we are busy doing events. Just yesterday, we have one of our sponsors, it's Niagara Cares. It's funny. They sent us 4 pallets of water. It was supposed to be 2, and it was 3 hours worth of lifting and just unpacking. And the guy who brought the water thought he was going to be able to just take the pallets off and drop them and keep going. Well, it didn't work that way, and so we have all that water stored up in our office up in Long Beach, and and our plan is to donate water, to our members and any veterans and things like that. So we are very busy. That's Niagara, and we also have the American Heart Association, who is they're buying us a refrigerator. We had to get clearance and all from the Long Beach VA, but we're doing it now. That part is over. I went and researched and found a nice commercial refrigerator. So, because these same people that I'm talking about, the Heart Association, Niagara, these people are doing food drops for us. We went to see the American Heart Association, their heart walk up at the Rose Bowl a couple of months ago, and it's just ironic how things tend to work. The lady who's in charge, Juliet, she was like, we were talking to her and during the heart walk, and there was 3 me, myself. There was myself, Martha Varela, and Daniel Pelosi. As we, Martha's the ED of our chapter, and Daniel's the vice president. And we were talking, and she was like, "Oh yeah, she was like, I live in Long Beach, and then she was mentioning, over by this street and that street, and I said, oh, that's close to where we rehearse. And so I said, do you ever go down there and, like down there and hear a band playing out of the garage? She said, oh yeah. I said, that's us, that's per se. She said, oh wow. And she said, people they tend to know in the neighborhood, oh, these are the guys that are rehearsing, because all of our music is original. We don't do covers or anything like that. And so, it just kind of works out, and she's a bigwig with the American Heart Association. I mean, she is connected. I don't know her exact title. Don't get me wrong, or don't quote me wrong on this, but I know she's head of the veterans, and there's some, so region. I think she has some regional uh, um, her job is she's a heavyweight. Anyway, she connected us with all of these different vendors, and now we have I mean Niagara, and just uh, things are happening, and this is great for us as a veteran organization, because what we're doing is we want to make sure that our members, and we have a membership of like 622 or something, and we want to make sure that we have a program that's called a Joe Fox reimbursement program, where if the members go out, I mean, like we try to get people sort of encourage them to go out. Say they go out, they want to go to a concert, or if they travel or anything, up to $1,000 a year, we'll give you your money back with receipts. Of course, they have to. You can't just say, "Oh, I went to Italy or something," and you don't have any receipts. Once we as a board we vote on it to make sure everything's legit. We get the receipts and we'll give them the reimbursement. So if anyone's out there listening to me now, if you feel like you or if you're a spinal cord injury, have MS or ALS, you can join our chapter, and our chapter number is I'll tell you that at the end. But you can come in and join us, and you can be a member as long as you're qualified and you have your DD 214s and things like that. So anyway, that was kind of funny how we just ran into the Heart Association, and they're really great people. They're doing good things, and of course, who's not going to be happy to deal with heart health and things like this that you can take for random, but you can take them for granted. And but here we are. We're promoting the American Heart Association, Niagara, and Southern California Edison is another one of our big sponsors, and they're like, they give us I think it's a $7,500 grant to help pay for things. It's a communication grant, and actually here I am. I'm talking to you about this communication grant. I'm talking about talking to the radio world about just SCE in general. And when I come back on the other side, I'm going to start, and I'll go through a few things to talk about, like the what the Heart Association has, the Edison, the Niagara, and just to show you, hey, these are the people that are making things happen. And we had a part of our membership is, out of 622 members, we only have like 48 women, and so we're really pushing to try to see if we can get more women who are open to coming to join our the organization, PVA. You can send us information, and again, I'll give you all that info in a minute here. But to have women come out, because it's a shame that a lot of women don't feel like they're veterans, because society has kind of like made it kind of like, and I've talked to not just one person. I've talked to several women who like, oh, I didn't realize I was a veteran. Yeah, you put your time in, and so there was a lot of things that went on while they were there. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to play another song that I wrote, and it's called She's the One. This is one of my latest ones, and this one isn't released yet, but you get to hear it for the first time. And then when I come back, I'll give you some information on the Heart Association, Edison, and Niagara, just things that what we're doing, and let you get an idea of what we're headed, where we're headed, and how it's happening. All right.
I love her. wanna take time to tell you just how my love maneuvered through my world. I always had the highest respect for her because she was a Christian girl. I always thought of her as the prettiest thing a guy could ever wanna see. I don't know how she blew my mind. It's like she put a spell on me. She also used to think very high of me and thought that I was really cool. I remember when, back in the days, I used to make her laugh in school. That's because she's the one
I gave my heart to.
She's the one,
no one compared to.
She's the one,
the one my love.
She's the one
I'm always thinking of.
Back in the days when I was young and every day was always good, hanging out with my homeboys in my old neighborhood. We used to talk all of the time about the girls that we would date. If you had 2 or 3 or more, you really topped the Mackin game. There was the one, when she came around, with me she used to have her way. All she had to do was look in my eyes, and I was hers the rest of the day. That's because she's the one
I gave my heart to.
She's the one,
no one compared to.
She's the one,
the one my love.
She's the one
I'm always thinking of.
She's the one
That breaks me down.
She's the
I
one,
wanna be around.
she's the one,
But I must say that always makes my day. If you ever find one's right for you, don't take them for granted. Love them and never let them get away from you.
25 years have come and gone. I'm proud to say I married her, and now we have kids that are grown. Every now and then I run into the guys I used to hang out with. Some of them are still into playing games. I guess I'll always be doing it. I can truly say the one that I have has surely been worth the wait. Yes, cause now she's my wife and my best friend. But best of all, she's my soulmate. I can tell you she's the one.
I gave my heart to.
She's the one.
No one compared to.
She's the one.
That one my love.
She's the one.
I'm always thinking of.
She's the one.
I gave my heart to.
She's the one.
No one compared to.
She's the one.
The one my love.
She's the one.
I'm always thinking of.
She's the one.
That breaks me down.
She's the
I
one.
wanna be around.
She's the one.
And I must say.
She's the one that always makes my day. 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 Makes my day.
All right, all right. She's the one. Now, I wrote that with nobody really being she's the one. It's just that, I like to write songs because a lot of times I tell people I write these songs because somebody out there, they can relate to it. People relate to these songs. And, I do a lot of upbeat or happy songs and I just want to be out, put my music is geared toward making people, happy. Of course, there's a lot of negativity that could go on. And, me being a Christian, I like to include spiritual sayings or things like that. And, that's who I am. I'm Charles Whitehead. I could tell you I've been in 9 different hospitals in my lifetime, some of them more than once. But at the end of the day, and then at the end of the day, here I am. I'm still doing it. Coming from basic training in 1982, on my way home, I had a car accident. I was hitting a head-on collision with a drunk driver. I almost died. a lot of injuries. It was, pretty bad. 5 years after that, I was in another car accident, went off a 150-foot cliff. I'm still here. I've had all kinds of little setbacks in life and things, but at the end of the day, I'm here telling you my story. And, that to me is you can't, 9 hospitals, sometime more than once. I had pneumonia. I've had 6 years ago, I was sepsis. I had an abscess in my spine, and yet here I am. And the thing about me is I don't get upset. I don't argue with people, and I tell people all the time, I say, you know what? I said, I have a joy in my heart. I said, I'll let no one steal my joy. And part of my motto is I keep my head up and refuse to lose because life is good. And if if you can relate to me, whether you have a disability or not, just know that life is good. Because me working at the rehab facility for so long, Rancho Los Amigos, which is a national rehab center in Downey, California, there are people in there who are much worse off than I am. And so, when you get to see and what you get to know the whole just everything that's going on with people's lives, you tend to say, oh, you know what? I thought I had it bad. No, I see a lot worse, and I'm still here to tell my story. I'm able to do right out, and now at 61 years plus, I feel as great as I've ever felt in my life, and part of that is drinking a lot of water, and I put liquid IV in my water every day. I put vitamin B12 in my water, and these are things I do daily. Before I go to bed every day, I eat yogurt, because it's your stomach, your digestive system, you got to be hydrated, you got to be energetic, and oftentimes people say, well, how does this guy do it? It's a blessing from God. I know that, and He's blessing me to help bless others. And this is the part of life that I really enjoy. If I want to help someone, if I can help someone and help themselves, and and I can continue to trek on. Hey, life is grand. Life is grand. So now let me tell you about some of our sponsors. And I'm gonna give a shout out to my boys over there at U2 Mobility, John and Mike. These guys are. They're doing a lot of things with wheelchairs and accessories and all. If you want to try to get in touch with them, their office number is 951-898-0888. Again, that's 951-898-0888. Or you can check them out on u2mobility.com. That's the letter U, the number 2, mobility.com. And so now I'll talk about the Southern California Edison. Edison is a big sponsor of ours at the PVA, and you want to make sure we acknowledge what our sponsors are doing. We had a women's event a couple of months or so ago, a few months ago, and Edison sent us some volunteers, and they helped out with that, and it's great. And they're like, oh yeah, we can, we'd love to volunteer. And if you want to volunteer with us, give us a call. Our office number is 562-826-5713. That's 562-826-5713. That's the PVA, Paralyzed Vets of America, California chapter at the Long Beach VA. And again, you can try to reach. You can send us an email at info@pvacc.org. That's P as in paralyzed, V as in vets, A as in America.org. info@pvacc.org. And so this is what I'm doing every day. I enjoy doing what I'm doing. I teach a songwriting class through Rancho Los Amigos' Wellness Center. I'm connected with the foundation over there I got to give it up to everybody at Rancho. It's a great organization. I went there in 1987 for my rehab after my car accident, and in 1992 I started volunteering. In 1994 I was hired, and I've been tied to Rancho ever since. Rancho is a great place to be if you have a wheelchair or any. There are a lot of things that Rancho takes care of. You can look that up. It's Rancho Los Amigos National Rehab Center, and I believe the number is 562-385-7111. 562-385-7111, and they'll dispatch you to whoever you need to know. Now, let me talk about Edison. Edison has a lot of things going on as far as like you can get free power, free chargers. Like if you live in in an area with high fires and things like that, or just they have many things. Of course, I don't want to just say many things and not mention one of them, but let's see here. Like if you lose your power up, and that seems like my Wi-Fi is working out. But what I'll do is I'll give you their phone number anyway. They have a great program, and it is not showing up on my computer. Okay, so let's do this. I'm just going to tell you what Edison does. They're giving us, they give us again, a communications grant, and we appreciate everything that they do. And it's just they have free chargers. Like if you live in a remote area, say up in the mountains or something where it's a very high fire area where fires are a fire risk. They give you chargers. They give you, just things like these that come little by little. Let me see if I can pull this up, without. But Edison is a great, and then of course one of our other partners is Niagara Water. Again, I told you they gave us 4 pallets of water yesterday. We thought it was going to be 2, and it was 4, and it was so we're literally almost drowning in water in our office there. But Niagara cares, and the Niagara came with the connection with the American Heart Association. So it's all kinds of I can't say enough about it. These people are really helpful to us as a veteran organization, and we're blessed to be able to do food. They give us a food. They bring us food, and we distribute it. We just distribute the food out to our members and veterans around, and this is a great thing that I'm glad we're part of. Our chapter is very active. We're doing events, a lot of sporting events. Let me see, and the Niagara, their mission is as a family-owned company. Their priorities is the health of their team members, their communities, and our environment. Niagara is committed to responsible resource usage and integrating sustainability into every aspect of the business. They have an obligation to not only drive water stewardship, energy efficient, renewable energy generation, and waste reduction, but also to continuously innovate to reduce their carbon footprint. There I say we as a community. They firmly believe and continue to grow and improve in each of the areas that make Niagara the best beverage supplier, community partner, and employer that they can be. And we have again, us as a chapter, we got nothing but kudos for Niagara. Now let me talk about the Heart Association. They have a American Heart Association. They have a heart check mark, and the heart mark is simple. It's a simple tool to help you eat smart. When you see it, you can be confident that a product aligns with the American Heart Association recommendations for an overall healthy eating pattern. Um, I think pretty much everybody knows, if you eat right, it tends to help you because, I know we're all guilty. I'm not going to say we're all. I'm one of them. I'm guilty of, eating fried foods and things like this, which is, I come from the South, so it's hard to break that trend, but I do it. I enjoy it. And, but I do eat healthy. A lot of times, I like a lot of fish and baked chicken, and I cook too. So, and I reduce a lot of my salt intake and sugar, and I do substitute those things for like stevia and even agave. It's like I said, oh, okay, this is something that's great. And our association says the beneficial nutrients. 10% or more of the daily value of one of 6 nutrients, vitamin A, C, calcium, protein, and dietary. You should have those. And limit your bad fats. Saturated fat, 1 gram or less is per standard serving size, and 15% of or less calories from saturated fat is the way you should do it. Trans fat, they want you to have less than 5 grams per label serving size and per standard serving size. Products continually partially hydrogenated oils are not eligible for certification. And of course, they want you to eat, limit your sodium intake, which that's a big part of your heart. Because what happens, and I always used to tell someone, I said, well, salt doesn't make you get high blood pressure. It's the effect, of course. But so essentially, it does. But these are things that you and myself, we all need to understand that, you got to be careful on what you eat. We'll go to a break now, and then when I come back, we'll wrap it up and kind of give you an idea of where we're going with some of our events coming up here with the PVA. Again, Charles Whitehead. You just played the cool soundness, or you play one of these songs. Play if you want. There you go. All right, get some more of downtown Long Beach.
Where the people go to work and the people go to play. So many sights for you to see. You can take the family through, like the Queen Mary ship and the aquarium too. Once a year you see cars racing in the streets. People come from everywhere, checking out the Grand Prix. Go to see a show, or find a place to meet. The place you wanna go, where the people wanna be is in downtown Long Beach, Southern California, USA. Downtown in Long Beach, the city by the waterfront, where they go and work and play. Downtown in Long Beach, higher in the air, you can see the skyline. You can even see the port that's busy all the time. From the shoreline, you could take off on a cruise or hang out at the beach and just enjoy the view. People seem to be out shopping everywhere. At the farmer's market, the freshest food is there. If you're going for a date or going just to see, something's always going on downtown in Long Beach. Downtown Long Beach, Southern California, USA. Downtown in Long Beach, the city by the waterfront, where the people work and play. Downtown in Long Beach, city of Long Beach, where the business people often meet. Downtown in Long Beach, there's always something going on when you get to Long Beach. Downtown in Long Beach, you might just fall in love with Long Beach. You might just fall in love with Long Beach. You might just fall in love in Long Beach. You might just fall in love in Long Beach.
All right. We're back for our last segment here, continuing on with the some of the happy, healthy heart items and the water and the just talked about some of our sponsors. Let me make sure I give you all the phone numbers and things we need. So, American Heart Association, you can get in touch with them at let me see, it's heartcheck.org. That's heartcheck.org. That's the, you can visit them again, American Heart Association, heartcheck.org. That's HEARTCHECK.org, and find out more information about them. For Niagara Water, you can get in touch with them through and so now, of course, everything that I need is like, that's okay. I already told. I believe it's Niagara.org. But then I want to find that out for sure, because I'm over here, flipping back and forth. But and then you have Southern California Edison is SCE.com, and their phone number is 800-655-4555. That's 1-800-655-4555. That is Southern California Edison. And you can always get in touch with us if I don't give you all the right numbers. Here I am. We are at the Long Beach Veterans Hospital. We are Paralyzed Vets of America, California chapter. And our phone number at the office is 562-826-5713. That's 562-826-5713. Or you can reach us at info@pvacc.org. info@pvacc.org. And again, we just want to tell you some of our events that are coming up. And we do a lot of events with our chapter. And coming up, this is end of the year, but we have a sports expo. We have community partners that we go out and we're going to be looking to host a billiards tournament soon, a bocce tournament. We had a pickleball tournament. We have a new athletic field that'll be opening up in January. And so if you're a veteran and you want to come out and you do some sports or whatever, if you're out at the VA, come and check it out. Give us a call. If you need housing or anything, resources, we at the PVACC, we can also help you with that. We're not a one-stop shop, but we try our best to make sure that you, as a disabled person or not, if your family is, we try to make sure that we can help you. And our part is, as a community partner, we want to make sure we're helping veterans and their families to make life easier for them. And so if there's anything you need, if you have questions, give us a call. Again, 562-826-5713 at the office, or info@pvacc.org. And there's a whole lot more coming, believe me, down the pipeline. Our national office of PVA, PVA.org, you can get in touch with them if there's if you have any questions or anything like that. PVA has over 6,000 members and like 33 chapters, and we're trying to go global with our organization. And me as a songwriter, I pitched a jingle to them and in Orlando about a little over a month or so ago, and everybody loved it. And so I'm trying to negotiate to see if we can, if they want to keep it, because 2028 Olympics are coming, and they're not far away. They're only like a little bit over 3 years. And that 3 years, I want to make sure we raise our brand. And I also have to give a shout out to Rancho Federal Credit Union. That's where I sit on the board, but they have accounts. If you need a banking account, a checking account, or whatever, Rancho Federal is giving out great rates. And you can check them out at Rancho Federal Credit Union. I don't have a 1-800 number, but you can check them out. They're in. There's a branch in Claremont. There's a branch in Downey and Buena Park, but they are looking to get more customers, and they will match anything. Of course, the big banks are the ones that can throw their weight around, but credit unions tend to be a little bit more personal, and give them a call. And again, I'll just go through the list of all of the people that we're talking about. We're talking Rancho Federal. We're talking about the foundation at Rancho Los Amigos. You call that Rancho number 562-385-7111, and they'll patch you through. Via Niagara is again the phone numbers. You can just give us a call at our office, and we'll make sure. And so what I'm going to do is we're going to bring the people from American Heart and Niagara. I believe they want to come here on the show. We're going to have them, and then it will be great so you can see and hear it in person and just all of the great things. So we have a lot of sporting events that are coming up. If you're a paralyzed vet and you don't have a if you're association with the PVA, give us a call. And part of our me being the president, we know I'm hearing complaints about our VA not having certain things for our paralyzed people. So we're working to try to, trying to work with them to make sure we have the sources, or the resources, I should say, and we're just constantly working to get our community partners and people just pull it together and do what we can. It's not about sitting back and just saying, "Oh yeah, I would, we'll do it." No, we're a go-to organization, and just recently our books were turned upside down, just over the years, and the pandemic didn't help a lot, but our books have turned up. We're in the out of the red and we're in the black, and we're doing great things. And it's just great to be part of this, and we have a great team that helps out with the board of the PVA as well as the staff. And life is great. If you need food, come see us. If you need water, we got plenty of that. And if you need resources, housing, anything that home modifications, give us a call at 562-826-5713. That's the PVA office, or shoot us an email, info@pvacc.org. I know we're probably running 30 seconds or 1 minute or so in this last minute. I tell you, life is great. I feel great, and I want to continue. If you want to be a sponsor, to help sponsor so we can give these shows and make these shows better, give us a call. You can ask for me. This is the Cool Veterans Show, and we want to do things. It's about veterans, people with disabilities, music and sports. And come 2025, we're going to start raising the bar and getting more involved in music and the sports, and we'll have veterans as well. And life is great. So I think we're close to rounding out, but I'll say Charles Whitehead, and next time we'll have our hostess back in. That's Martha Varela and Elizabeth Yao. And for now, remember, we are the Cool Veterans Show, where the topics are hot, but the people are cool. See you next time. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and see you in 25.
Don't text and drive. Keep your eyes on the road, because that's where it counts. Our sponsor, Grand Plumbing of Highland, is family owned and operated, serving the area with over a decade of quality and pride. Whether it's residential or commercial faucet leak repairs, water heater repairs, drain cleaning, sewer lines, and gas lines, they do it all. Call 909-222-9629. Again, that's 909-222-9629. Honest, affordable, and a name you can trust. That's Grand Plumbing, reminding us to keep our eyes on the road.
What does it take to take on Alzheimer's? Awareness that nearly 2/3 of those diagnosed are women, including Black women. Dedication to lowering your risk by eating healthy and monitoring blood pressure. And confidence to talk to your healthcare provider about screening and early detection. You have what it takes to take on Alzheimer's. Learn about signs and screening at takeonalz.com. Brought to you by the California Department of Public Health.
With 60 years of fascinating facts, this is the man from yesterday. And back in time to this time in 1986, looks like Platoon is a huge hit. Platoon is written and directed by Vietnam War vet Oliver Stone and stars Charlie Sheen, Tom Berenger, and William Dafoe.
In 1967, Oliver Stone was a combat infantryman in Vietnam. He was wounded twice and received a medal for gallantry in action. 10 years later, he was a Hollywood screenwriter.
And from about this time in 1968 December, NBC broadcasts Dean Martin Christmas, but this one's a little different. At the end of the show, celebrities tell kids to keep a sharp eye out for Santa at foster homes, orphanages, and children's hospitals around the country. Here's the first one, done by Dean Martin.
And I'd like to start by telling all you kids at the St. John's Hospital in Steubenville, Ohio, where I was born, to keep a sharp eye out for Santa, because he's on his way with lots of gifts for you.
And from this time, December of 1975, WMAQ TV Channel 5 news anchor Jane Pauley recently subbed on NBC TV's Today Show. Some say Jane Pauley is headed for a network post. Let's see.
Jane Pauley, who comes to us from Indiana and Chicago, and as I said earlier, any family would be happy to welcome someone so bright and energetic and enterprising and just incidentally pretty as well.
With more at manfromyesterday.com.
Amazon Teamsters are ready to strike.
The fight is on.
Amazon Teamsters at 4 Southern California facilities have overwhelmingly authorized strikes after the corporation's continued refusal to recognize their union and negotiate contracts. Teamsters at 7 Amazon facilities have now voted to authorize strikes.
I believe that we are making history.
Making history, who wouldn't want to be a part of that?
Amazon Teamsters across Southern California are strike ready.
Us being strike ready means we're fed up and Amazon is clearly ignoring us and we want to be heard.
The fight is on.
You know, we're taking steps for ourselves to win better conditions, to win better benefits, better wages.
I hope it just go ahead and touches every other place and everybody joins in at once.
You know, if you work union, you live better.
We're in a different place now because of the Teamsters. You know, that's why I want to fight to become union.
And we're ready to take the fight to Amazon. The fight is on.
The fight is on for worker rights. Support our Teamster families. Don't cross the line in person and don't cross the line online.
NBC News Radio, I'm Lisa Carton. President Biden is offering his condolences to Germany over a deadly attack at a Christmas market. A young child was among the 5 people killed and 200 injured when a car plowed into a large crowd at Magdeburg in northern Germany on Friday. Biden pledged U.S. assistance as German police investigate the circumstances. As NBC's Danielle Hamabjan reports, the motive of the suspect remains unknown. Police believe the incident was a deliberate attack, but that the suspect acted alone. A government shutdown has been averted. President Biden signed a short-term funding bill today shortly after it cleared Congress. The measure includes $100 billion for disaster relief, $30 billion for farmers, and a 1-year extension on the Farm Bill. The bill did not include President-elect Trump's demand to either raise or abolish the debt ceiling. Lisa Carton, NBC News Radio.
NBC News on KCAA Loma Linda, sponsored by Teamsters Local 1932, protecting the future of working families. Teamsters1932.org.
You've heard AM, you've heard FM. Now, tune in to DM Radio, the world's longest-running show about data. Each week, host Eric Kavanaugh interviews the brightest minds in the world of information management. Want to be on a show? Send an email to info@dmradio.biz. Now, here's your host, Eric Kavanaugh.